In this segment of the iPrint Duplication Script demonstration and explanation, I'm going to actually demonstrate the script. You go to the Novell Cool Solutions and find this iPrint Configuration Duplication Script. It has instructions, and these video segments cover pretty much everything in these instructions. And I'll show you a convenient way to download it. Right now, the version shows 1.4. By the time you're watching this video, it'll be some number higher. But you can copy this link location. I'll show you. And you do this, you download this to the backup server. And there's a command called wget, and you right click what's in your buffer, and I'll hit enter, and it will download this file. That's an easy way to get it to your server if HTTP is enabled on your server and is allowed. The article on the Cool Solutions gives you instructions on how to extract the TGZ file. I've already done it, so I'm just going to go into the folder that it created. And notice the version I'm running is 1.5. I have a newer version than what's on the website, and the website will be soon updated to 1.5 or later. And I'm going to run this script now that I have my clients prepared, and they're pointing to a transferable DNS name. So one of the pre-requirements is to have the context created for the new iPrint objects. Because we're creating duplicates of everything, obviously we can't have printers by the same name and the same context. They must be in a different eDirectory context. And if you remember from a previous video, I mentioned that the clients don't care about the context of the printer. It just cares about the name. So we're not going to be confusing clients by putting these new objects in a new context. This is perfectly fine. And yes, I have already created a context for these new printers. Would I like to create trusted hosts between these two servers? Yes, I do, and it's helpful to do this. Otherwise, you'll be prompted several times to provide a password. What is the DNS or IP of the source server? I'm going to type that in. That's my source active print manager IP address. It creates the key pairs. Yes, I want to continue. Put in the root password as it sets that up. Please enter your eDirectory admin user using LDAP syntax, and it provides an example here. And mine happens to be cn equals admin o equals Novell. The password. Would you like to use the specified driver store? I already created a driver store, and I recommend you do the same. Have it pre-created, already loaded, and the script found it. I happen to call mine driver store standby in the standby context. I think it's better and easier to have the driver store already created prior to running the script. The following print manager was found. Would you like to use that? Yes, I'm going to use that print manager. Enter the context to where the new printer objects will be created. I have this context already created, and I happen to want it in the standby context. Enter the IP or DNS of a server holding a replica of the new print objects. This is important because when your print manager loads, he needs to know what server to attach to. And I'm going to put in the IP address of itself because it happens to hold a replica of a partition that contains those objects. That's 72.1. This is the IP address of my backup server, the server that I'm running this script on. And now it says the source address bound to the print manager on that source server 192.168.72.129 is prntmgr. This address appears to be a transferable DNS name. Would you like to keep the same host address for the new print manager? And there's a TID that explains why this is important. Now, if you watch the previous video segments, you'll already know why this is important. Yes, I do want to use that transferable name. It'd be very unwise to point to any other name of a name specially bound to the server. You want a name that's transferable between the two servers. So now it is making a backup, and you can see the location of all my print drivers. It's putting the var op novell iPrint resder backup. It's a folder that it creates. And now it's copying the drivers, the print drivers, from the active server to my backup server. And then when it's done, it's going to restart the driver store so that change can take effect. Restart the driver store on my backup server. And it's important to note the active server is not being changed in any way. We're not restarting anything or changing anything. It copied the iPrint INI. Here we see it's running through the XML file to process all those printer agents and all of its attributes. And then it restarts. It starts up the print manager after all those objects have been imported. And it gives a piece of helpful information here, because this is very important. Make sure that the ipsmd.conf is displaying this name. If it's displaying any other name and your clients start to point to the server, the clients will figure out a different name and reinstall printers. So let's look at that. Etsy, opt, Novell, iPrint, conf, ipsmd.conf. And yes, the script updated it and put that transferable name there. You just want to be extra careful, because if it has any other name, all your users will receive messages or have printers auto uninstalled and reinstalled for them. And all of this was done on the backup server. The production server, people are still printing to it. Nothing was restarted, nothing was changed, nothing added, nothing deleted. We just simply copied this information to my backup server. And in the next segment, I'll show the results of running this script, show the configuration, how it got applied to this backup server, and show how to get my clients to auto redirect to it.